Dylan, welcome back to Raith TV. How are you?
I'm very well, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. It was a really, really long weekend last weekend after a disappointment on Friday night. How are you feeling after that?
It's kind of done now. We were obviously all disappointed. The manager made it clear that he wanted us sort of bouncing the door on Monday and just trying to bounce back, have a good week's training. Like you said, it's been a longer week. Doing a lot of sort of video analysis and stuff, looking back at where we could get better and things that we've worked on throughout the week and trying to take it into Partick Thistle. So, hopefully we can do that.
I mean, this is your fourth season in the Scottish Championship, but you know what the league can be like. There's times when there's ups, there's times when there's downs. How important is it when things aren't going quite so well that everyone sort of batters down and sticks together?
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, we've got a good group in there. Everyone sticks together. It is a tough league, like you said. You probably see it year in, year out. There's teams that can go on 4 or 5 losing streaks and then turn it around. And yeah, there's many teams this season that have done the exact same and sort of flipped it. So yeah, we just need to obviously stick together, like you said. Get back to winning ways, especially at home, and hopefully we can go on a little run and get ourselves back in a position where we know that we should be.
I think, the Rovers supporters, we all get to know Dylan Easton really, really well, so we know exactly what you like football to look like and things like that. So how frustrating is it for yourself when you're not getting these results or not on the right end of the ball to get into the back of the net or anything like that?
It is frustrating. Like you say, the kind of player I am, I obviously like to get on the ball, make things happen, create, score goals. It's my job, and most importantly, it's all about getting the 3 points. And like you said, especially with Friday night, it was a longer weekend. Being very down, it hurts me. Go home, drags, and but like you said, we come back into the training pitch and it's done. It's a past. We just sort of look forward now, and like I said, I've had a really good week this week. Went through everything and things that we feel like we should get better at. Especially in that final third, like you said, we're probably not scoring enough goals at the moment, and that's down to players like myself. So I've obviously done a lot of work this week with Kirky, the gaffer, Potsy and stuff, and hopefully we can take that into Saturday.
Do you put pressure on yourself? Do you feel that because we know what kind of player you can be, and we know that if there's a ball on the penalty spot, you're wanting it, you'll take that pressure on, you dead ball, you like taking players on, all that kind of stuff. So when it has been a bit of a quieter spell for yourself, and you even see that sometimes even on Friday night, you were just desperately trying to get on the ball and get the boys moving forward. Do you hold that responsibility close to you? Do you feel that pressure?
I don't know so much pressure, but like you said, it's the kind of player I am. People will be expecting it, people for the outside, and probably like you said, it's high sort of standards that I've set myself over the last few years in terms of numbers, and I know I should be doing better in these areas, but I don't get frustrated. I know that the kind of player I am, I can be really bad for 89 minutes, but I just always know it takes 1 minute of magic and getting in the right areas. I know that once I get that sort of first one, I know, like you said, it's been a little bit of a goal drive for the last sort of few weeks. But like I said, we've got a really good group in there. We'll stick together. We know we'll turn that around, and hopefully that comes Saturday.
And how much of that, like sticking together and turning it around, happens just within the dressing room, with the boys being able to speak to each other openly, honestly, talk about things versus needing the manager to come in and say things? Does that happen?
Yeah, sometimes we're all experienced enough. We all speak about it. We all know where things are going wrong. And like I said, people are honest and open and speak about it. So we know where we can get better. Like you said, we've got a great group. The manager, he's touched on it loads of times, and the performances haven't been that bad. I think the last couple of weeks probably haven't been good enough for our standards. But if we can keep putting in good performances, get the little breaks at times as well, then we know that we can turn that around. But like you said, we've got a really tough game tomorrow on a high-flying Partick Thistle, so we're confident going in it. We've got a good record against them, especially at home as well, so hopefully we can go back to 3 points.
Do you relish that? We mentioned earlier on the difficulty in this league. Teams can go on great runs, but they can stop very quickly, and you can be on poor runs, and teams that have been on poor runs can suddenly change it, or one result, one bit of luck in a game can change things. So yeah, Partick Thistle are flying high at the moment. They're joint top, but they're coming to Starks Park. Does that give you a little bit more determination, a bit between your teeth going into that game?
Aye, totally. Like I said, Partick have had a similar team for the last sort of, I don't know how many years. So you kind of know the league inside out. You know the players. You know how tight it can be. And like you said, little things that can go your way or not go your way. And especially the first goal in the championship, it's so important. And I felt like that's sort of where we've not been in the last few weeks. And the way the manager works, we sort of build structurally, keep clean sheets, be hard to beat first and foremost, and then at the top end of the pitch, like I said, the kind of player I am, other players around me that we know we can score goals. But like you said, hopefully these things can start turning in our favour.
every time we get a new signing and we have a chat with them, I ask them about some of the characters that they've got to know in the dressing room, and your name always seems to pop up every time. You know, we know you're the happy-go-lucky kind of guy. We know you're the joker and things, but we also know that you can turn it on when you need to. But how important is it having that, so that when things are a little bit tough and people are a little bit down, you've got somebody in the dressing room that you just know is going to be, well, you don't want to turn your back in case there's a prank about to happen, or you don't want to, you know, there's just somebody there that's going to keep everybody going.
You need them in your team. I've played in teams where it's been a little bit the opposite. No characters, and it's a little bit boring. You've got to, like I said, especially at the weekend, you've got a bad result, especially against your local rivals, and you always want to win them games. But like I said, coming back in throughout the week, you've got to have sort of characters in to get the boys back up, get them bubbly, get them ready to go in for another good week of training, and just get back to winning ways. There's no point dwelling on the past. Like I said before, it's all about just the next game, as quick as they can come. And like I said before, performances haven't been that bad. Probably the last few weeks have been a little bit below our standards, but hopefully we can start getting back to the way we used to be and get that momentum again. And like I said, hopefully go on a good run.
Brilliant, Dylan. All the very best and good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.